Let's go across to the guest joining us. Jitendra Ojha is a geopolitical expert, formerly with the Government of India. Advocate Shafruddin Ahmed is joining us. He's from the SDPI. It's their vice president. Tariq Fateh is noted author and columnist. Tushar Gupta, senior editor, Swarajya magazine. And Lakshmi Narayan is former DIG Uttar Pradesh joining us. Mr. Ahmed, I'm coming to you first up. The SDPI cadre also today, and just generally speaking, along with its affiliate, the PFI, has been accused of very violent activity. Some of your workers have been arrested and convicted in the past. But I want to begin by asking you, what kind of a response is this? Coming out and pelting stones on public and private property, forcing a bandh down the public's throat. Why? This is not legal, and the Kerala High Court was very categorical in saying so in the state of Kerala.
Ma'am, the entire country knows that whenever the demonstration or protest is organized by SDPI, it never turns to be violent. Even the protest during the days of the huge protest, no SDPI protest ever turned violent. So any protest that is organized by the SDPI with its cadre always respect the law, because SDPI is the largest movement on the streets, having say on every issue in the country, and no complaint has ever been made by the police.
No, today we got reports, Mr. Ahmed, that in the violence that broke out in Kerala, there were members of your party too.
Okay, that report is a part of the narrative, popular narrative being supported to the dictatorial and draconian actions. That is why SDPI is being
by the Kerala government
and implicated.
These are reports coming in from Kerala.
I want to know. I want to know anybody whether any protest of the SDPI organized and conducted by SDPI has ever been turned into violence ever since the day of the SDPI.
Sir, I'm asking you a direct question. No? Were your members not part of these protests and this so-called hartal today in Kerala? Were they not part of this?
You see, it is a protest by the public, because all the leadership of PFI has been arrested.
Please don't shoot off the shoulders of the public. The public is not interested.
It is not you. It is not you. It is the persons. They are taking part. And
no. So who are those persons? No, sir, I'm sorry. You cannot evade the question like this. You are saying none of your protests ever turned violent. Were your workers part of the protest today or not?
I am also sorry for your
Why are you running off from the question? Don't put it on the public.
Your narrative is very negative.
I am asking you a simple question. इसमें narrative की कोई बात ही नहीं है, Ahmed ji.
It is. Whatever is happening at the streets is the public reaction.
No, this is not the public.
Generated and engineered.
No, the public is not doing it.
How do you know that these SDPI has not given any call?
No, I'm asking you, were your workers involved or not? Because you are protesting PFI crackdown, right? Were your workers part of these protests or not?
So, madam, SDPI workers are never indulged in any violence.
Were they part of today's protests and hartal and dharna in Kerala? Sir, I am asking you a simple question. Are you part of these protests or not? Are you protesting PFI crackdown or not?
SDPI always conduct a protest peaceful and legal.
But these protests were not peaceful and legal today. Sir, आप मेरे सवाल का जवाब नहीं दे रहे हो. आज जो केरला में प्रोटेस्ट हुए, उसका आप हिस्सा थे या नहीं थे? हमारी रिपोर्ट्स के हिसाब से एसडीपीआई के वर्कर्स को भी पुलिस ने एप्रीहेंड किया है, डिटेन किया है, बहुतों को देखा है वहां पे. Why are you not answering my question?
एसडीपीआई का वर्कर्स भी लार्जर एसडीपीआई का वर्कर भी एक लार्जर सोसाइटी का हिस्सा है.
नहीं तो सर वो बात अलग हो गई ना. आप नहीं, okay, then you've accepted that SDPI workers were part of these protests. These protests went out of hand. Tushar Gupta, now let me enlist what all happened in the name of these protests. There were Petrol bombs.
You please listen to me.
No, sir, I've given you enough opportunity. I'll give you 30 seconds more.
Ashban Shinde has filed an affidavit that RSS is indulged in disruptive activities, so it is not part of the RSS. It has been brought to the record that RSS has sent him to blast the bomb, to take the part in the disruptive activities. So
I'm sorry, you may try to divert it to some affidavit on some charge. I asked you a very simple question. Were your members part of the hartal and the protest today? You are making it sound like your workers are some ordinary citizens. I am sorry to say, if they are affiliated to you, they are vested interests and vested parties in this. Please don't use the name of the ordinary public. But let me go to my other guest, sir. Let me go to my other guest. I'll come back to you. Sir, I'll come back to you. Tushar Gupta. This is brilliant. You come out on the streets, you force a strike, you destroy public and private property, you attack shopkeepers, you hurl petrol bombs, stone pelt, and then you say, oh, this is all public anger.
You know, Shivani, the PFI and the SDPI are as much peaceful as the Taliban is feminist, as the CCP is democratic. You know, SDPI was not just involved in today's protest. The spokesperson here of the SDPI says that whatever protest they have always engaged in has been a peaceful protest. Let me remind him, it was the SDPI spokesperson who said during the farmers' protest that if anything happens to the farmers, the entire country will burn. It was the SDPI which was also behind, along with the PFI, behind the burning of the Bangalore MLA Dalit house, which instigated riots. It was also the SDPI vice president who once said that I do not find Taliban as a vulgar word. In fact, it's a struggle. So when today the SDPI sits here and say that we're always engaged in peaceful protest, I cannot help but call out his bogus argument. And you know, Shivani, this is going to happen now. As the crackdown intensifies across the country, not 100 leaders, not 500, they'll come up and put up a political front because they already have a financial front to sponsor all their criminal activities. Now they'll put up a political front that, oh, the PFI is fighting the anti-Muslim sentiment in India. Oh, we are all for peace. So they want people to be engaged in proving the activities of PFI and their affiliate organizations while they go on committing all these protests, while they go on hurling petrol bombs. Tell me one instance where the PFI or the SDPI has not been in the news for the wrong reasons. You look at Bihar, you look at hijab protests, CAA, farmer protests, Bangalore riots, anything you look at, the PFI and the SDPI have been there. And today they have the audacity to come on national television and say that we are engaged in peaceful protests alone. I'm sorry, but this is their way of putting up a political front, of distracting the attention away from the crackdown that is now hitting them.
Yeah. You know, the fact that the SDPI and the PFI...
protest democratically held, it is...
Yes, sir, go ahead.
What kind of a democratic protest? What kind of a democratic protest has petrol bombs?
It is democratic.
What kind of a democratic protest has petrol bombs?
SDPI has not...
what kind of a democratic protest?
No funding has been given by any court.
What kind of a democratic protest forces people to shut shop?
No violence, no funding by any court. It is a political narrative. No funding by any court. It is only allegation. No funding by any court has been given.
What are people saying on television then? What is the Kerala government saying? Kerala does not have a BJP government. Kerala does not have a BJP government. Why are they against the protest then?
Kerala government is also run by a political party, and
Why
SDPI is a big force,
formidable
force against that party.
Why are they against your protest? Where are the petrol bombs coming from?
You may say